All right, I'm about to start. All right, Shalom. I want to start by saying, call Allah, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Kakadash. Double honors to the Apostle of Israel, aka the Apostle of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. All right, real quick, so Men of Valor Church, we're preaching inside because it's due to the weather. And I mean, I don't know if your brothers got anything in mind, but I came across this article today, and in lieu of everything that's happening, the many things that's happening, this is something about the UK Army, and it said veterans aged up to 65 to be recalled to serve as Russia threat grows. Now, obviously with the military and shit, there's a certain age where like you're not supposed to be doing anything, but I think they say due to a shortage of men, of soldiers or whatever, that they call them veterans that's up to the age of 65. Now I don't know about y'all brothers, but I know like that's my mother like 64, 65. My father like this around the same age. So just imagine our parents being called to war, basically. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get right into it, and if brothers got anything, just chime in, just let me know. So this is from the Daily Mail, and it says this is from the 15th, so this is 2 days ago. So it says former soldiers approaching pensionable age are to be recalled in a desperate bid to prepare Britain for possible war against Russia. Now, obviously, besides what's going on in Greenland, but the whole thing going on in Russia and Ukraine, and the whole thing, Russia and NATO at odds because of it. This has been boiling for a long time, because I believe next month is going to approach the 4-year mark for the Russian-Ukrainian war. And it says veterans as old as 65 will return to the parade square as the UK faces a threat of direct conflict with the Kremlin, perhaps within months in Ukraine. Because I think UK was one of them, I know is either UK or Poland and France, or UK and France, that were actually talking about sending soldiers to the Ukraine to fight against Russia. And it says, facing an urgent need to find tens of thousands of extra troops, the Ministry of Defense yesterday raised the recall cap from the age of 55 from next year. The surprise move is intended to increase Britain's preparedness for a battle at the time of a security crisis. Now, you got a lot of people talk about, oh, we're not going to see that in our lifetime. World War III, that's not going to happen for a mad long from now. But look what's happening right now with the UK. Look what's happening with America. Look what's happening with NATO, the EU. So like, this is actually happening in our lifetime. Hold on one second. The brother just okay. Shalom, ma.
YAHAWASHI Yasha Brakatah.
Shalom, YAHAWASHI Brakatah.
YAHAWASHI Sharakatah.
Shalom, Yasha Brakatah.
So I just right in time. So I was just reading this article with the UK bringing back in veterans up to the age of 65. So yeah, it says the security move is intended to increase Britain's preparedness for battle at the time of a security crisis. They will join the country's strategic reserve of ex-service personnel who can be mobilized rapidly in the event of a major or prolonged conflict. Now, there was a NATO guy that said that NATO should prepare for a long war against Russia. So this if a brother could get saying his house divided in Matthew, because these are all Edomites at odds right now. Major prolonged conflict. It says soldiers in their late 50s and early 60s. It says soldiers in their late 50s and early 60s with dodgy knees and wobbly hips will not be expected to charge across the battlefield alongside troops a fraction of their age. Rather, they will be deployed in areas where their skills and knowledge can be utilized and passed on to younger generations. But pass on to younger generations, nigga, what the fuck? There's gonna be nukes flying eventually. It says pushing up the age ceiling to heights unprecedented in modern times is part of a package of initiatives to boost UK security. Now, remember, UK is part of the beast, part of NATO, part of affiliated with the EU. So this is all prophecy coming to pass. This is kind of Revelation 17 chapter, but that's more so with the whole Greenland thing. But I know the UK has also been speaking against America pertaining to that, and now you also have UK talking about going to war directly with Russia, which are also Edomites. So it says on Thursday, the Army Lieutenant General Paul Griffith said, "As a threat to our nation grows, we must ensure our armed forces can draw on the numbers and skills." Oh, no, I'm good. Required to meet it. It says, "I fully support these measures, which will give us the wildest possible pool of experienced personnel to call upon in times of crisis." Yo, brother, got the joint real quick? Saint's house?
Come.
Yeah, I got.
But
Okay, Matthew 12 and 26. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand?
Matter of fact, could you read the verse above that where it says, where Yahushua said, "A kingdom divided against itself"?
Damn. So like, let me write.
It should be right above it. I think it said before he said Satan's house.
Con, it, verse 25.
Right. Verse 25. All right. Yeah, verse 25. Matthew 12 and 25. And Yahawashi knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city of house divided against itself shall not stand.
Now we in the house of Esau right now, being the kingdom of Esau. UK, America, USA, Russia, Ukraine, NATO, EU, all these countries, all these Edomite the domains is at odds right now. Now, granted, none of them are fighting. Well, Russia and Ukraine fighting, but none of them are really fighting yet. But what the tensions are rising between the beast and the whore. And this is happening right before our very eyes. That's why I put the title as "Things Happening Fast," because just out of nowhere, I mean, I know, like, since I've been in the truth, I don't remember a lot of Edomite countries at odds like they are as it is right now, and within their own country. Because I just seen something brother posted on Instagram with Germany, that Germany is basically doing the same shit America's doing as far as their government. How you got all these American motherfucking techs like Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, and all them, how they've gotten rich over the years, while the regular people of America gotten poor. But it said a kingdom divided against itself, how shall it stand? So, like, if this is Esau's kingdom, they're all so-called white people, UK, USA, all of them. So, like, how is this kingdom going to continue to withstand all of this turmoil within the house of Esau? Continue. You got
Yeah, I got it. Verse 26. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand?
So you got EU troops. They said just landed in Greenland or Denmark, wherever that is, and said in lieu of a threat from the USA, which is also Edomites. Well, wait a second. Well, how is this about to end? How is this? What's going to happen within this? What y'all doing? Is trouble in paradise? So continuing on in the article, it says and this is what Yahawashi talk about. This is Matthew the 12th chapter. This is out of Yahawashi's mouth. These are things that are a clear sign that we're at the end. Here we go. It says the package will also allow reservists to be recalled for warlike preparations, exercises to prepare for national danger, a great emergency on an attack on the UK. An estimated 95,000 veterans could be brought together. 95,000 old ass niggas could be brought together. The size of Britain's reserve force is currently 32,000. Britain is playing catch up with its European allies, particularly those closer to Russia, who can call upon larger reserve forces. Germany has 60,000, Poland 350,000, and Finland 870,000. Now hold up, that's what the slain of the Lord shall be many. This is the great army. These the nation's army. This is one nation's army. This is Esau. So here it is. You got almost 1 million. This is almost 1 million. This is 1 million people. 870,000 in Finland, 350,000 in Poland, and 60,000 in Germany. That's 1 million. That's over 1 million. So it says on Thursday, the Ministry of Defense said the changes to rules on recalling reserves reflected the example of Ukraine, where older generations have made a huge contribution to defense following the Russian invasion of 2022, which is about to be 4 years ago. But remember what Trump said, he could stop the war in 24 hours. It says, while at the other end of the age scale, the MOD has also unveiled a scheme for school leavers to fill military gap for placements. So it basically goes on to with this shit. That's basically pretty much the article. But I seen that today, and I was like, "Dang, they call us like that." That's how crucial it's getting. That's how we know we getting down to the wire. We actually getting down to where like, yo, this shit about to pop off any moment and get crazy. And you still got the whole thing going on with Iran, the whole thing with the protesters. Now I'm hearing that they didn't execute the dude yesterday. The whole thing with Greenland and Denmark. So it's a bunch of things happening. So any brother got it if you want to say something.
Con, I got no, you go ahead.
All right. So, yeah. Also, I just want to say real quick, like, with all this shit with the ICE and shit that's going on, whatever, they're still fighting, and this shit is not about immigrants. You know what I mean? This is about them running down on civilians, the citizens, and taking their rights away, violating them. This is not about no goddamn immigrants. That's just a cover up to bring in martial law and to bring civil unrest, because that's what's happening right now. This is just the beginning stages. You know what I mean? The beginning of the birth pains. And what did Trump say? Trump said, "Yo, listen, if this shit don't like calm down or whatever, like this shit like don't, you know what I mean? With the protesters coming up against the ICE, he's gonna call it for an insurrection." And what happens? That's going to bring in the military to come in, the National Guard. And if they're if they're bucking up against the National Guard and the military, all hell's going to break loose. And then what's going to happen after that? Martial law, Jacob's trouble. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody going to be doing nothing out here. Ain't nobody going to be working. Life ain't going to be what it is. It's going to be hell out here.
Yep.
Shit's gonna get real bad out here. Once that happens, it's gonna get real bad out here. And then what? And then after that, it's gonna be the MOTB, because they're gonna start. You know what I mean? They might do some type of false flag, a black swan event, and introduce the MOTB. And everybody's gonna fall in line because there's lack of resources. There's no food. There's no water. People can't feed their babies. People can't feed their, people that's sick right now. People that need medications and shit like that. So that's when people are going to start falling in line now with the government.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep. Are you good, Zakari? You got
Con, you're going to what the brother's saying. Like you seeing all these things happening. Like I live in the city I live in is I forgot what the exact word is called, but it's basically a lot of northern tribes here. And I've noticed as recently, like the past week, I live in the downtown area. It's kind of been, still people out there, but it's not as crowded as it used to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that I think that's because of, ICE being around. They've already came to this town and taking some people away. So we're really getting into that time, man, to where like this shit is really about to go down.
Oh, it was called if I'm not mistaken, a sanctuary city.
Con sanctuary.
That's what where they could like come and like kind of they won't get like fuck with that shit. You was good, Zakari?
Yeah, I got a quick precept. This is Luke 21 and 28. This is YAHAWASHI speaking. And when these things come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, and your redemption draweth nigh. So all these wars and rumors of wars that we're seeing, every little step that we're seeing, it might seem slow because we want the Lord to come back so speedily, but we're seeing steps to us getting out of here. So brothers need to get excited about this thing, man. Don't get down on yourself, because I know we all got that, that sometimes that fuck with us. We get down on ourselves, wondering if we're worthy of this. But hey, man, we still rocking this thing, brother. fighting, man. Get excited, you know. Get more, glad to be in this thing, man. At least he woke us up for us to be able to see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Yeah, the Lord said that when you see these things, you rejoice. Like, even though, like, as men, it's like, it's fucked up actual events we seeing, but the Lord said what? In Matthew 24, he said these things must come to pass. So, like, this stuff is supposed to happen. Like, it's not going to be like the glitz and glamour early on. The kingdom comes after that. But, the ugly is we're in the ugly fate where we're the beginning stages of it. It's going to get ugly. Like, it's going to get nasty. It's going to get to the point where it's going to be like, damn, like, that shit, like you seen, because that's actually what the Insurrection Act that Big Show was talking about, where it came from. It came from that shorty that got unalived in Minnesota, because I think that's where he was talking about doing it at. So
Renee Good?
Huh?
Renee Good?
Yeah, that was her name? Yeah, the shorty in Minnesota and shit. So, like, that's where the insurrection, we mentioned the Insurrection Act, was start happening from that. But, that's going to travel throughout the country. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to travel throughout the world, because this protest going on throughout the whole world. Because you got rumblings. I don't know how true it is, but it's been said that they possibly think that Amalek has something to do with those protests in Iran, like Mossad and all the motherfuckers. Like, so it's very interesting timing that there's some protests happening now when they're talking about attacking them. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, brother. Shah, you had anything you wanted to say? No? All right, so I got this other article from the USA Today. Fuck. Okay, here we go. USA Today, and it says Trump threatened to use Insurrection Act. What past presidents have used it? So it says President Donald Trump has threatened to use an 1807 law to send the military into Minneapolis in response to protests following the unaliving of a U.S. citizen by an immigration and customs enforcement agent, ICE. And it says Trump pointed to past presidential use of the Insurrection Act of 1807 in a January 15th social media post. Here's it says the law gives the president the power to deploy U.S. armed forces to suppress rebellions and civil unrest. Now hold up, real quick, real quick preset. I think that was in Matthew. It's actually what Big Show just read. Hold up. Okay, so what Big Show just read in Matthew chapter 12, verse 25, I'm reading in the NLT because of what it just said in that article. So it says, Yahawashi knew their thoughts and replied, any kingdom divided by civil war is doomed. A town or family splintered by feuding will fall apart. Now, what that Shorty was an Edomite, right? A so-called white woman. The dude that killed her was a so-called white dude too, right?
Come.
So Yahawashi said, in the NLT it says Yahawashi said that any kingdom divided by civil war. Now, I don't know if they would classify this as civil war yet, but this is definitely civil unrest, and it's boiling into a civil war, because that's a move that the people are making, giving civil unrest. And Trump talked about this insurrection, that's the move on the government's part. So that technically that is a civil war, because that's two opposing sides, people versus the government. Now going back to the article, it says the law gives the president the power to deploy U.S. armed forces to suppress rebellions and civil unrest, or when federal laws are obstructed. Presidents have rarely deployed troops domestically against the wishes of state and local leaders, even though they have the authority to do so. When presidents have used that power against the wishes of state or local officials, it was in response to those officials not enforcing Supreme Court decisions and federal laws, or failing to quell an insurrection against the government. Now, I don't know about Minneapolis, but a lot of the states or cities or whatever, they have been against ICE agents being there. So, like, I forget where it was at, but there was like officials talking about no ICE are welcome here. So you have a lot of the actual town officials that are against ICE agents being there. So that will go against what they just said when usually the Insurrection Act is used. it said that the town would ask for it to be done, but they're saying this is in lieu of what the town doesn't. So it's just a bunch of divide.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta kind of, because the times that we're living in, and you got politicians that are coming out and saying that they're going to start arresting ICE agents. So you might get to a point where the ICE agents and the cops are fighting.
Yeah.
That'll be really crazy.
Yeah. What that is? What like that? And that's going because like you got Northern Tribe police officers that and it's like that. I want to say it's what like happened with Moses in Egypt, but it's kind of like that same thing because you have a lot of jakes that's up in the political world and like they got a little bit of positions of power and they don't really agree with what the government is doing. So that's civil unrest to a high level because now you have it to where people in the positions of power that's in your same government are against what you're doing within the government.
They showed that in the what was the movie? All the brothers we went to go see Civil War. They showed that in the movie Civil War. You know what I'm saying? So that they basically putting it right in front of your face, man. The Elder Gabar said this, Apostle Gabar, the highest form of magic is to show you the trick.
Yeah.
So they're basically telling us it.
Hitting in plain sight. The shorty that I seen a clip from Germany, she was like, they're baiting the American citizens. So basically like order abkeos in a sense, because it's like the things that they're doing is like it's like you're doing this purposely to like get a rise out of the citizens, like to cause a civil unrest. And then you're gonna come with what? You're gonna come with your martial law, your New World Order. So like this, we're on a lieu of that because that's what I was gonna get that too. But when it talks about sedition among men, that when you go into the word sedition, one of the words that's used for the definition is rebellious. Well, rebellions, unrest, uproar. So like we're in that time, like and that spirit is here in America now. Hold on.
I gotta look it up. It was a WWE wrestler said yesterday. He was like, if somebody stops me, stop me for my ID, he was like, I'm either gonna get killed or I'm gonna go to jail.
Oh,
so that's that spirit that's out there right now. Now they could use him to like
spark shit up.
But that basically that spirit is out there, so it's going to go down in that manner.
You mentioned the WWE. He's not a WWE, but y'all know your brother's familiar with Jesse Ventura.
Yeah.
He's from Minnesota, so I don't know if it was. I think it was after the shorty got shot, but he was basically saying that we're living in a third world country right now. Like America's turned into a third world country now, and that's somebody that's like a pro-American. Like he's a white man. So like when it talks about the in Second Esdras where it says they should not regard their kings or their princes, that's gonna be talking about a lot of Edomites. Because that's actually their kings and their princes. Like the Edomites, the so-called white people in America right now are very unhappy with the country's direction that it's going. Here it is. You got Jake. We've been fucked up in this shit. So it's like we just like rolling along with it. But you got these Edomites that they're like they actually have rightful reason to be upset with what's going on because it's like where's our privilege going? Why are we living? Why are we so unhappy? But a little bit more in this article. It says the Insurrection Act or its predecessors have been invoked 30 times in American history since George Washington utilized it to suppress the Whiskey Rebellion in 1794. George H.W. Bush's defense of Los Angeles during the 1992 riots was the last time it was used. Now, was that the time of Rodney King?
When was it?
It said the Los Angeles riots in 1992.
Yeah, that was right.
Yeah, that was around the same time.
So the last time that the thing he's about to invoke, if shit gets wild, is going to be the last time used in 1992, which I was 6 years old. I'm now about to be 40, so 4 years ago, this act was used, and here we are now. Like, and that's why I said things are happening quick, and it's not just. It's the civil unrest in America. You got America against other countries of Europe and NATO. You got things going on in the Middle East. You got the things going on in the Pacific. You got all this is happening in real time, and all this in the meanwhile, What's also they doing? Getting all the things ready for the digital system, which also is going to bring up what? The MOTB. And it says, it says, it says the last time presidents invoked it against the wishes of state leaders was to suppress violent, massive resistance to civil rights in the 1950s and 60s. Presidential historian Matt Dallek told USA Today presidents have a duty under Article 2 to take care that the laws are faithfully executed. Claire Finkelstein, University of Pennsylvania Law School professor, noted, since America became a multiracial democracy in the mid-60s, Dalek said, the Insurrection Act has been used only once, under extraordinary circumstances and of the California's governor's request to quell widespread riots in Los Angeles in 1992. So she's talking about the 1992 riots. So we're talking about over a good, what's that, 34 years, this act has been used. And just like that, within what? Trump about to, what? In a few days, it's about to be only a year since this dude's been in office. So we already through this dude's first year of his second term. And look how much has happened since he's been president. And it's just about to hit a year. Motherfucker then bombed Iran, motherfucker then kidnapped the Venezuelan president. What else the motherfucker did? He didn't cause so much turmoil and divide in America. His MAGA people are upset. So like this is like all things just America just crumbling. But if brother want to say something, they got it.
Yeah, I just wanted to say real quick, like you know, you have this whole liberal versus conservative shit going on, and with these Edomites, and these Edomites go hard for their whatever little rights, whatever bullshit they feel as though they have. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking about the average Edomite, you know what I mean, citizen, whatever. So they going hard body, you know what I mean? And now, you know, it's coming to they're turning against each other, and now they're killing each other. We have never seen nothing like this before. I've never seen a federal agent shoot down a woman like that in the street like that. Because now they're getting vexed because they're trying to do their job. Well, you know what I mean? The orders that came down from Trump and the administration to round up legal immigrants, whatever like that. So they're being stopped from doing their job. So now it's like, all right, well, you know what? I'm going to turn against you now. Now you're my enemy. Yeah, you have Jake that's involved in the whole liberal and conservative and all that voting bullshit, whatever. But it ain't. We're not to the point where we're willing to die for somebody else. Jake is selfish. Jake ain't out there dying for no goddamn Somalian. You know what I mean? Jake ain't dying for no one else. Jake is selfish. They just want whatever benefits, whatever, especially our women. They just want whatever benefits they can get from the government. Even if they got to shit on their men. So when Edomites are going at each other like this, that's saying something. That's saying a lot. This is saying that we're at the end. You know what I mean? And now they now what they're doing with this whole AI shit and everything that's going on, they're trying to amplify shit with the citizens saying, oh, well, we need guns and we need to fight back and this, that, and the third. They doing this and they're trying to take our rights away. So they feel as though they need to fight back and grab guns. So what you think that's going to happen? What's going to come from that? What do you think is the outcome from that? That's civil war. Just like the brother Sakaya said, that whole movie, civil war. Everybody against each other. Everybody trying to kill each other.
And you know what's sad is these Edomites. We're gonna. A lot of our people are going to get involved and are going to take sides and are going to fight Republican or Democrat, and they're going to lose their damn life for that when they could be living for this, living for the truth. Because we are so caught up in Republican and Democrat. We're caught up in they shit. We're caught up in they fight. This country don't fight for us. Why the hell we want to fight for this country? What the hell would make you want to fight for your damn oppressor? You should be happy your oppressor's killing, just like they get happy with us when we kill each other. We should be happy with them killing each other. Go ahead and exterminate each other. I'm sorry, I'm supposed to be saying unalive.
I mean,
delete.
They should unalive each other. Why do we gotta keep? You know, you got black MAGA people. Like that's crazy.
Word. Yeah, remember the joke of the northern tribes that was voted for Trump. It was like a clip not years ago, but last year, when it's Latins for Trump, I think they called it or some shit like that. So like, so this is before he got in office. So since he's been in office, his main thing has been deporting people. One of his main things has been deporting people, and you see, they only been targeting so-called Latinos, and Hispanics, and maybe a couple like Haitians or whatnot. But mainly they've been approaching because I don't know if a brother said it last week or an apostle, but like brothers will talk about like you don't see them going up into Chinatowns in New York, or you don't see them going up into where all the fucking Indians or the fucking Pakistanis or Arabs that's all in America. They going into what Jake neighborhoods where the northern tribes is at. And then you see how that bitch is, the brother put in the chat yesterday, the chick talking about American citizens need to prepare to prove their citizenship. Like what like
Real
that.
quick. Oh, Sloppy.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say because you brought up the towns they go in. They actually did go into a Elamite town, Edison. If anybody knows about Edison, that's the has the biggest population of Elamites in the United States. But they went in there. But who they going there for? They ain't going there for Elamites. They went in there for Jake. So that just shows you who they're targeting. That just shows you who the curse is on, man. Like, don't you see it? Like, why do we got to keep telling y'all these things, man?
And they keep showing y'all. They keep showing you who they are, and that's why the Lord said, "What, my people? Like, I'm gonna start my sanctuary first. I'm gonna get these stupid ass niggas, stupid ass bitches out the way." And it's a judgment because like you envied your oppressor, you loved oppression, and now you about to really feel oppression. And that's why all of our people are that's like like what the fuck, man? We in this country, and I just heard something that they're talking about the process to become citizenships. They about to like start doing some shit to where they just gonna be denying motherfuckers. Like they're not gonna be like then what was it? What they called it, but it was like something to do with like citizenship. They about to like not be letting motherfuckers become citizens and shit. Like that's actually doing it the right way. I'll have to find it, but like if anybody don't got it, I was gonna read a couple of precepts. Anybody good?
Con, you good?
All right, so I was gonna read the book of Second Esdras chapter 15. I'm gonna start at verse 14, and it says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein." Now we know woe means destruction, and what world are we in? We're in Esau's world. This is Esau's kingdom. And like the things that's happening right now, the things that could resolve, we don't even though we don't want to resolve, but the things that could resolve the whole issues throughout the earth and in America, we know that they're not going to do because it's the easy fix to fix this shit, man. But since we have this devil on top ruling, he don't know righteousness, he don't know honor, he don't care about nothing but his own evil shit. So that's why this shit's just going to continue to go in shambles, continue to go in shambles. It's been puffed up for a minute, but the Lord said, what, now it's at its end. So Esau's still moving how he's been programmed to move, but the Lord is not making it as successful as it once was. So that's why the devil just going on, you know what, we're going to start taking shit. We're going to take the oil. We're going to take Greenland. We're going to do this. Because you had Trump say, they put the saying that, yo, if we could do this the easy way, we could do this the hard way with the whole Greenland shit. You know what I mean? So continuing on, it says what is it at? It says verse 15, it says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." Remember the brother played it, the brother Thousand played it last week with the fucking dude in lieu of because of the shorty got shot, talk about we probably peaceful, but now it's time to get bullets or something like that. So yeah, so it says for swords in the hand, verse 16, it says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes." Now you have a lot of Americans that's not regarding prince right now. I'm talking about so-called white Americans. They don't regard Trump. They don't regard these other, not just Trump, man, all these other politicians too. Because they see that most of these politicians is in Amalek's pocket. You got these niggas that clearly showing who they're really for. They're showing the world, they're showing the people in this country that they're for the agenda of Amalek and the elites. And it's evident. It's evident.
And it's a lot.
But
And it's crazy how everybody's so pro Amalek. Everybody feels so sorry for Amalek. Don't nobody feel sorry for the millions upon millions of our people that was slaughtered by them. Nobody making Holocaust libraries for us. Nobody's worried. Nobody's concerned. Nobody's giving reparations and saying, "Yo, what we did to the so-called black people is terrible. We got to pay for it." Why is America paying for something that they saved Amalek from, supposedly? Right? Didn't America? Why is America paying reparations to Amalek when they're the ones that fought against the Germans? Right? Don't that sound stupid to y'all? Because it sounds stupid to me.
Yeah.
You know, but America is not gonna do anything for the people that they destroyed, which is crazy. How's it?
Actually, I got a quick precept real quick. Now that you said that, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 16, and it reads. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I'm starting 16, but the point is in 17. This is Jeremiah 30 and 16 in NLT. It says, "But all who devour you will be devoured, and all your enemies will be sent into exile. All who plunder you will be plundered, and all who attack you will be attacked." Now, the point is in 17, but I read this part because, it's good build up. But, you know, when it says in Deuteronomy, no man shall buy you, because, like, no one cares about our struggle. No one cares about the so-called minorities, Black, Hispanic struggle, But the Lord said, well, I'm going to redeem my people. So we're not going to get redemption from these heathens. But the brother brought out a good point. It's like, we went through way worse than Amalek. If you want to keep it, we went through the worst thing, period, on this earth out of human history. We went, and we're still going through it. It's not like it's over for us. No, name a time when Amalek went, when somebody is like, when did y'all serve slavery? Like, when did they serve slavery? And you want to talk about, if you want to talk about, it was the Nazis are also Edomites. The Lord said that the nation of Israel was going to be smitten by the hand of their enemies. The rats and Germans are all Edomites. So that means it's the same nation. What the fuck y'all talking about? And it was only for like a little bit of time. It wasn't a long ass time. But here's the point. This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 17 in the NLT. It says, "I will give you back your health and heal your wounds, says the Lord. For you are called an outcast, Jerusalem, for whom no one cares." Because no one cares. No one cares. No, did you see any Ukrainians coming to the aid of the so-called black people when we came up, when the American government brought us over in slavery? Did you see fucking Gazans, Palestinians, and whoever the fuck else is going through some shit? When we was going through our shit, where was that when we was going through shit? When they was just handing our ass to us over here for hundreds of years. Here it is, the whole thing with the quote unquote Palestinian thing. If you want to talk about 3 years since the 10/7, but then you want to talk about from 1940 something, that's only what? That's only like what? Almost 80 some years? Try 400 something years over here and counting. The lynchings, the whippings, the grapes, the mutilations. You get set on fire. They ate Nat Turner, boiled them.
The
Nobody,
brainwashing.
huh?
The brainwashing.
The brainwashing, the kidnapping of our children. I don't hear the other countries speaking on our behalf, because the Lord said no one cares. But that's going to show the power of the Lord and the love of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHWASHI for his people when he sends Yahawashi back to redeem us. And then all these other nations are going to see like, damn, yep, yeah, it's over for y'all. When we go back to second Esdras.
I got a quick precept.
Kind of, you can bring it up.
This is Proverbs, since we talking about Esau, this is Proverbs 14, 31. He that oppresseth the poor reproacheth his maker. He that honoreth him hath mercy on the poor. Okay, so but that should show you right there who Esau is, man. He oppresses the poor. Okay, so that shows you that he's basically making a mockery of YAHWASHI YAHWASHI. And I always like to bring. It was an article I seen a couple of years ago, and it showed you what race when they go to college with their what they go and study, like what they go and get degrees in. And Jake, most of the degrees they go get is acts of service, to help people basically. while Esau, most of the degrees they go get is just all about pure money. They try to get the most money they can. You know what I'm saying? So that just shows you the mindset. Even our people that are wicked here, they still have that mindset of helping Jake out. You know,
a sense of like honor, or like honorable act. Like Esau has no honor. Like he's a vessel of dishonor. So like his whole thing is like, yo, I don't care about nobody. I'm just trying to get mine. Now you have some Jake that think like that too. But like the brother said, like Esau, like his actual natural, like his natural aura, his being is just evil. Like he's like evil. Like when you talk to them and you like hear how they think, and even when they trying to sound like they're decent, that's like it's not. Nobody's buying that shit no more, bro. Nobody's buying that shit. Like we at a point now, everything's been exposed how foul it is, and it's not like yo, you got we talk about the Edomites that's all upset what's going on now, but let's not forget that these same Edomites and their families years ago was living in a lap of luxury, no complaints.
Mm-hmm.
Now that they feeling now that they feel economic strain, because now the higher ups don't give a fuck about them clearly. Now it's like, yo, we need to do something. We need to come together as Americans and yada yada yada. We've been fucked up the whole time, nigga. Join the club.
Yeah, and really, I keep saying it. They keep bringing us into their agendas, right? I was talking to a brother today, and I said, between Republican and Democrat, what you really got is one is trying to freak us out with the Democrats, because the alphabet community is always going to be pretty much Democrat, and the conservatives are trying to kill us. So on one hand, you freaking out, you freaking off, or you or they just trying to kill us. That's both sides, pretty much.
Yep.
So, you got a lot of so-called Black and Latino men that are against the LGBTQ agenda, that because of that, they're going conservative and Republican, but all you're doing is helping somebody that's going to kill you in the long run.
Yeah.
Like I said, either freak off or killed off. That's our two choices politically in America. That's it. You don't have another one. Independent ain't never gonna win a damn election, so-called election.
And going to your point of them putting us in our agenda, that's what they did with the feminist movement. Because the feminist movement started with Edomite women, and they drug our women into it. Our women were fine, man, but they drug our women into it. They have an agenda.
Oh, and they said speaking of which, they said that that Insurrection Act thing, they said before the 1992, it was during the 50s and 60s, and I want to say that's when all that feminism and liberation shit came about too. Because
This is why. Sorry.
My bad. I'm saying you have eras of like where shit was going down, like because the 1800s, late 1800s, it was still kind of like the chattel slavery, but once we got into that like the 1950s, that's kind of quote unquote, it seemed a little different, but like they were just oppressing us differently, making us feel like we're not slaves. But I'm sorry, bro. You go ahead, Chop.
Honestly, I forgot what I was gonna say, so you go ahead.
Word, man. It's just this. But back to the point where you saying about you talking about both sides. Like Esau don't care about Jake. Like I don't know why Jake, like they dress like they think just because the motherfucker nice to you, or just because the motherfucker like says such and such, man, that's all bullshit. You can look at the history of this country. This place never cared about so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Never ever. And we're talking about oppressing the poor. What they also doing now? How do they oppress the poor? Oh, Jake get the highest interest rates. Jake live in the worst neighborhoods. It's super expensive in Jake neighborhoods. What's this shit with the houses? Was that redlining or whatever fucking that shit's called?
Cunt.
Redlining. You got what else? What else? It's so much. But now we're at this point now where that's why the Lord is ending America. And now that's why you have Edomites now feeling, because why the Lord is starting to put the curses on these niggas. Deuteronomy 30:7, you know? But I was hold on, let me read a little bit more in second address. And I think it's a little more. Okay, yeah. So yeah, Second Ezra chapter 15 verse 16, it says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in the hand. But they shall not regard their kings nor princes." Because now you got Edomites talking about, man, the hell with Trump. Fuck Trump. Oh, he's the asshole. He's this, that, and the third. But here it is. Just maybe like 10, 15 years ago, that same Edomite had no complaints about America. But you see how fast the Lord did it. The Lord did it like in the last couple of years, ever since with Biden to now. Because even with Biden, you had Edomites upset about how it was going. But now Trump got in, they thought it was going to be all good, but it ain't been good. Shit has actually gotten significantly worse.
Con, that's what I was about to say. Shit, just 2 years ago, people who voted for Trump thought shit was gonna be good, but now they're complaining, saying I made a mistake.
Funny you said that, yo. I seen something, and it was like the younger people that voted for Trump, like the younger generation, like 20-year-olds, right, college students. They said their main thing against like what Trump, like the main thing they're upset about, because they said it was civil unrest amongst MAGA. The main thing that they're upset about is about how much money they're giving to Israel. Let's go figure that. Because remember, a 20-some-year-old, they're saying what's happening presently. Like when we was coming up, we didn't really notice how much they like supported Israel or how much Amalek really owned everything. But these little niggas, they seen it now because we're actually in an active, crazy ass war time. We're in a phase of World War III. So like this generation of kids, these teenagers, these 20-year-olds, 20-some-year-olds, they're seeing an actual active war, and they're seeing who America really what allegiance they have really. And it's not the American people, because what did Trump say when he got into office? He said, what? I'm going to put Americans first, America first. But has he been doing that? Because why is Americans not happy? You said you're going to end the war. You said you're going to end the war in Russia, Ukraine in 24 hours. That was bullshit. So, like, what he's not kept any of his promises. All right, but continuing on, it says, Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 17, it says, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able." That time is coming real soon too. And as a matter of fact, I think America is like what's that shit like when people were not gonna be able to come here from other countries, like they're banning visas or some shit like that. Okay, I guess you know the whole thing with immigration and all that, but like it was a list of countries, and I seen a bunch of Northern Tribe countries. Go figure that. So they're showing that, like, I remember when I first, like, when the first early on years in the truth, I remember the brothers used to always say, this devil's going to show his horns. Eventually there'll be a time where the devil's going to show his horns. And right now he's showing his horns. He's showing himself, man. He's literally showing, like, yo, I am a devil. I'm evil. I don't care nothing about nobody except for the agenda of the other super evil people, the elites, the people that call the show behind the shots. I mean, call the shots behind the scenes. That's who people think that Trump don't run shit. Trump don't make no decisions. This nigga's a fucking businessman. People always tell you this nigga's a businessman. They put a businessman as president, which means the country is a business. But you can't tell niggas, it's like, oh, he just brought the inner racism out of people, and now they thought it was gonna be good after that. But it ain't. Nah, that was just a ploy to get y'all all buttered up. They buttered y'all niggas up. They buttered the Edomites up. Now the crackers mad. Oh shit, they buttered up the crackers. But continuing on, it says, verse 18, it says, "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." Now people are afraid. People are afraid that they can't pay their bills. People are afraid that they can't afford food. People are afraid that they can't feed the whole shit with the health benefits going up. The health shit went up. They said this year. Remember the whole shit with the SNAP benefits. The government might shut down again at the end of this month. They saying that they might go into Iran at the end of this month. You got people afraid of that. Yo, it's so much happening. Verse 19 of 2 Ezra chapter 15, it says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." This, Ezra said, yo, these are the times in the last days, these things are going to be happening. A man shall desire to go to a city and not be able. Sedition among men. A man run up in another man's house for a lack of bread, no food, no resources. These are the things that's happening real time, and you already see it happening now. You see what even though like they open the government back up, remember they were talking like, yo, man, if they don't put the SNAP back, I'm gonna have to start running about the grocery store and taking shit. or motherfucking plotting on other niggas that do got the money to get groceries and take their shit. That was a talk. They was talking. That was happening, but they opened it up back in time. But that's the brother got it.
Yeah. Also, ICE. They talking about ICE as far as us showing identification. They're gonna go around, regular civilians, whatever, asking for identification. So we're gonna have to be carrying our passports and social security cards, all kind of shit, just to identify ourselves. And then not just that, they're gonna be pulling over fucking Jake. They're just gonna be pulling over Jake. Yo, I need your information. Give me your whatever. Give me your social, your ID, whatever, all that.
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, yo, I thought you was here for the illegals. Like, you ain't, like, why you fucking with me? Like, I'm just an average citizen. I pay my taxes. I do, you know what I mean? I'm a law-abiding citizen. Why are you fucking with me? Why are you running down on me? And Jake don't understand. This was the plan all along. This was the plan all along. They're gonna come down on the people, the actual people, the citizens, not just illegal immigrants. That shit, like I said, that shit is a fucking smoke and screen shit, whatever. That's just all, just to say, that's what we're gonna do, whatever, to make America more safe again. That's bullshit.
I want to read something from this book. Y'all know what this book is from that cover?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Hold the pill. Okay.
Yeah. So look, it says the Labor Department. This is when they declare a state of emergency. It say the Labor Department will be responsible for recruiting manpower, selecting manpower, referring manpower, and allocating manpower. So each person that was registered at the post office in this national registration would be told where he or she was going to work. So think about it. They're going to tell you where to work. You're not going to have a choice. I want to be a teacher. I want to be a principal, or I want to be a doctor. Nah, you get told what to do. It says HUD, the Housing Urban Development, would be responsible for transfer of persons to temporary or permanent housing in regional emergency planning and cooperation. So you would be transferred to where you're going to live at, whatever concentration camp they're going to put you in. So I just wanted to bring that information out, because that's a forgotten book that pretty much predicted the future. Matter of fact, there's something else I wanted to read here. It says, and remember, this book came out probably in the 80s. 91 it came out. It says, in the documents that I've read, 1 in 40 humans have been implanted with devices, the purpose of which I have never discovered. The government believes that aliens are building an army. I mean, that's whatever, but 1 in 40 humans in 1991 was implanted with something. So what does that sound like? Something written in 1991 is talking stuff that's happening now.
You said implanted with something? It's funny you said it. It's funny because yesterday, the day before, I think it was Friday. So I was talking with someone and we were talking about what were we talking about? We were talking about like people losing their debit cards and shit, I think, right? So we were talking about like how like the shit will hold like layoffs and jobs and shit. Basically that shit is going on, right? So we talking about like, yo, that's gonna be one of the major ways they're gonna bring to see it, because if y'all remember that that company in Wisconsin in 2017 that did the CHIP trial, like CHIP, that they tried that company, they was like, yo, the main thing they kept talking about was you don't have to worry about losing your ID or your wallet. So like that's how they're gonna be like, because yo, we all can attest. I've lost a debit card before, lost a phone. I've lost certain documents. You know what I'm saying? You got shit like like you gotta find some certain documents. Proof of ID. Because remember, if they're talking about American citizens gonna start being prepared to prove citizenship, what's gonna happen when everything goes digital? That means that you're gonna have to see it in your body, because the see it is gonna have your medical records. It's gonna have your fucking banking record. It's gonna have all of that. And you already have people that had to see it. You got thousands of people in Sweden that got to see it. You got people in America that got to see it. You have other countries. I'm not sure the other country, but I know for a fact that tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people in Sweden have to see it already. So all we're really waiting for is for them to cause us all. Because right now, those are all people that got it voluntarily. But soon enough, they're going to make it to where it's not voluntarily. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you know it's close. And that's why they're preparing on this nuclear war shit. They're doing all of that. That's why this is all happening around the same time. Because it's all leaning towards what? The day of the Lord. It's for the same result.
And I just want to say, and it's not just about losing shit, because a lot of people have their information on their phone. But what the problem with that is the phone is very hackable now. They got technology to where a person can take their phone and put their phone by yours, and they can swipe shit off your phone. So they're going to try to use that to say, listen, if you get the chip, this chip isn't hackable. You know, it's basically trying to massage their way into to making you do those things. You know, making it seem like it's better.
They're going to tell you that we're going to have to hack you so you don't get hacked by other people.
God.
Homie said, he's like, yo, now the human body has become hackable. And it's funny because there's this cat, I don't know if y'all know, sometimes we watch on YouTube prankster niggas. So there's this cat that he be walking up to people and like he'll put his phone by their phone and it's like he's taking their cash app.
Con, I saw that.
You seen that shit?
Con, I seen it.
Yeah, niggas be like wild and chasing, like, yo, what the fuck you just do? What the fuck you just do? So like that go to show like, you know, like, but even though that's in jest, but it's like that shit really could happen. Like people what something just happened with T-Mobile or Verizon where the shit went dark. You don't know like who did that. That shit could have been some hacking shit. The whole shit that happened in San Francisco where that shit went dark for like a day or two. It's like these things. These are the things that like yo, anything can happen to where like right yo, shit could like yo. We talk about Zakari and Tyler. We talk about where brothers might have contact with each other. We don't know next to like that's why we can take this brotherhood very very seriously and cherish it because like we don't know what's going to befall brothers individually or together within this next bit of time. It's not gonna just be like yo, just get up and the same old thing. It's gonna be shit to where like shit is a drastic change. Shit, it's already drastically changed. But I'm talking about as far as like actual living day to day.
You're just not waking up every day. You know, throwing brothers in prison. You know, you might have to spend your end of your life here in prison. You know, you never know. You know, but brothers got to prepare themselves for that. This is part of that job. You know,
we got the examples in the scriptures. A lot of the disciples got locked up. A lot of the apostles got locked up. They went through hardships during their lives in that time of that spirit in that vessel. You know what I'm saying? Even though the Lord said that you should not be pushed into a corner anymore, but that don't mean you ain't gonna be like in a fucked up situation. Just think about it, yo. We're on a list already. All like brothers we're on a list already. It's like, yo, so they just waiting for a day. But that's why when trust in the Lord comes into play, because at the end of the day, the Lord said what? Yo, trust in me. If he's the one that created everyone, how are you not going to trust in the actual creator who's causing this? It will be nothing to get you out of the jam. Who's putting you in the jam? It's not Esau, it's the Lord.
not gonna have no. Sorry.
Now we're good.
I was gonna say you're gonna have no choice but to trust him because it's just gonna be him because at the end of the day, before they throw you in the jail, they're gonna embarrass you, man. They're gonna make false claims about brothers in this thing. You know, and you got to be strong enough with that, knowing that your family, your friends, you know, shit, your wife, your kids, they can all turn on you.
Sure.
And all we got is YAHAWASHI in the brotherhood, man.
And what we talking about before with the like ways back, we talk about how the AI, like they do some shit. Cause I don't know if y'all seen this shit. There was some shit I seen on like social media, like like them apps and shit. There was like it's AI shit, and it's like you could take the person picture you have, take their picture, and you could put it on some AI shit, and it makes it look like they're shoplifting.
Yeah, actually, you brought a prank. I actually saw a prank where the dude does that. He'll go like in a grocery store, see somebody, take a picture of them, and then make like an AI video of them and then bring it up. He went up to this husband with his wife. He was like, "You kissing my aunt," and he showed him on the video. He was like, "Oh, that wasn't me. Luckily, his wife didn't believe it, but simple shit like that. That's what the devil was going to do. People are using it for mockery purposes now, for stupid shit, but they're going to use that to actually get at brothers, man.
I don't know if that's the same person that you seen do that, but I seen also some shit like that, right? He was in the store as well. So basically, it was like the couple you saw, was that an Edomite couple?
Nah, it was Jake.
It was Jake. Okay, so I seen him do that with an Edomite couple, but I seen this dude. He went up to an older Edomite. It's the fucked up shit, but it's like it was like, yo, the Edomite looking at it too, like he looking at the shit, but basically he made it like a video of him lifting up his shirt and playing with his nipples and shit.
Oh, I think I actually did see
that. And then, so the Edomite's looking at it like, and then you had the one Jake. He did it to an older Jake. They always do it to older people. I noticed there was an older Jake to where it made it look like he was sniffing women's underwear. So first he looked, he's like, yeah, that's me. He's like, well, that's not me. And it's like, you know that you ain't do it, but remember, it's that deception. Like, you see yourself. And it looks so real to it, like, oh, damn, like, and that didn't look like, you know, we look like the AI shit, you're going to tell that's AI. You can't tell that that's not AI, because it actually looks like it's that person doing whatever it shows that they're doing. And that's crazy as getting. And that's
already
regular prankster.
Nah, Slocky, my bad, brother.
No, I was saying that's just a regular prankster. What about just the government, whatever the fuck they got in their fucking arsenal?
And you got my bad. I just want to say real quick. You got to also remember they're advancing AI. AI is daily being advanced. How can they make it better? How can they make it more efficient? How can they make it more believable? So this devil is at work right now with this whole AI and this whole deception and trickery. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean. After a while, people are just going to start believing the shit. Everything that they see, they just going to start believing it. That shit, they already believe in what the fucking media tells them, and the media tells it about I say about 90% lies, 10% be truth. But so can you imagine the whole AI shit? Somebody they can just say somebody did something and that person really didn't do it, but people are just going to believe this shit because the whole I guess shit, like damn, I can't even think of the word, like just the look of it, just the whole how they programmed it. You know what I mean? And as far as just looking believable, you know what I mean? I can't think of the word, but yeah, just making it like really just believable and just really efficient, like this point where it's just like shit. I believe this shit. Like, it's got to be him. There's no glitches. There's nothing. Like, you can look for something that's, you know what I mean? Like, just off about it, and there's nothing off about it. So yeah, but this is why we got to pray to the Lord and ask the Lord to, you know, to redeem us and to, you know what I mean, to always be that safety net, our guard, because the devil's going to come down with great wrath on us. You know what I mean? Especially the brothers that's out here teaching and prophesying, you know, around four corners of the earth. So it's like we got to be on guard, man. We got to stay prayed up, and because they're gonna come down with some shit on us. They're gonna try to accuse us for something. They're gonna try to get us for something. Try to bring those indictments against us, false indictments. You know what I mean? So that's it.
Car, you want to say something?
Oh no, y'all just gonna say, and you know, brothers got to understand. They already think we're crazy now. They already think what we're into is weird. So no matter what they say or bullshit they say about us, people are gonna believe it. Okay, so brothers have to understand that. Like, you can't get into that mode and be like, yo, how the fuck are y'all believing this? No, that's part of the job, man. They did that to the brothers beforehand. They're gonna do it to you now. You just gotta, you know, remain faithful. And we're talking about it now. So that means, as the scriptures say, knowledge and wisdom shall be stability at times. We already know what's coming. So when it does come, you shouldn't be shaky because we knew beforehand. Okay, so just follow the pattern, man.
I was thinking about that too when it says like, you know, even people that we know and cool with, they're already ready to believe the worst about you. You know what I'm saying? Because like this right here has already got them feeling the type of way about us, and not just us in general, but like people, brothers in the truth, and the people that they know. Even if it's like on something like people don't mind that thing, like, all right, such and such, but they know that like, yo, it's something like, yo, anything could be like a ticking time bomb type shit. Like, oh, like, you know what I mean? But like that's what the Lord, like your brother said, wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy times. They showed us the plan. They showed us, all right, they showed us they had this AI. So like in a brother's mind, we like, all right, so they got some advanced shit. So like they're gonna do some shit to probably try to make it look like we did some bullshit. But what was up? It's a thing of truth if you know you didn't do something, you can't feel guilty. Now, people gonna think you're guilty. It's gonna look like you're guilty, but if you know you're not guilty, you can't make me feel guilty for something that you're showing that I did that I didn't do using your AI, your artificial intelligence. But the fact that you are framing a motherfucker, that's going to show. That's going to always, because what it says, what let's say brother get put to death for doing something that he didn't do, but it show it looked like he did it. What did the Lord say? One of the things that He hates: hands that shed innocent blood. Now, for whatever crime a brother could be accused of, and it looks like the brother's doing it, and if he didn't do it, he knows he didn't do it. You know he didn't do it, but the world thinks he did it. And some people get weak behind that. They've gotten, back in the day, they used to always get false confessions out of Jake. Did they beat the shit out of him? They just get even before this present time, they began false confessions out of Jake. You know what I'm saying? So like that's going to show like it's just an evil world, but we have to continue to remain firm and trusting in Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. And somebody posted, a brother posted in the chat, he posted Isaiah chapter 19 verse 4, and it reads, "And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts." And who's that cruel lord now? At least they're using Trump. Now, ultimately, they're the actual cruel lord that have been cruel all this time. But the cruel lord, on paper and on who people deem as the actual ruler is Trump, the president of the United States. And look what time he's on. He's on the time of he on bullshit time. Like I said, this nigga kidnapped the president of a country and nobody did shit. These niggas I talk about take over shit. Take it. We're gonna take Greenland. We need Green. He said, "No, we need it." What kind of shit is that? But how people surprised? Look how they got this land in the first place. You stole this land. You stole this land from Gad and Reuben, the tribes. You stole people. This devil does nothing but steal. What is that? He taking what is not his. Riches got by deceit. This is devil's MO. He's actually he's just doing what he do. It's just now that the deception is kind of going away now. Now he's just being straightforward with it. But speaking of which, the brother got anything I want to say?
Yeah, I got a quick precept. Going back to the point of us being like falsely accused, coming in those times. This is Luke 21 and 16, and ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinfolks and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. So that's part of this job, man. So you gotta understand that the person that you may love in this quote unquote in this world, but if they're not part of the truth, they may betray you, man. It's gonna be men in this truth that betray you. That's the scary thing also, man. So in this thing, you gotta prep yourself mentally, man, to be ready for those things, because it's something that's going to happen to where it's going to be like, oh shit, I can't fucking believe you did that to me. But the Lord is saying, yes, they did that to you. They're not part of us, man. Okay.
Hey man, it happened to Yahawashi. He was betrayed. Like it's our Lord Yahawashi, the prime example of all things that's set to happen to us. Like that's why the Lord said, the one main thing, like the thing of faith is very important. It's like, because like when you're in a certain position and you have nothing, if you don't trust in the Lord, then you're fucked. Like ways back, the dude I drive, we would talk, because he's Ukrainian. So when I used to drive, I used to talk about like whole shit with Russia and Ukraine or whatever, right? And he voted for Trump. Trump is in office. He not happy about what's going on because he ain't stopped the war or whatever. Long story short, but he asked me a question. I was like, damn, that's like damn. I couldn't sugarcoat the answer. He was like damn, like what can I do to be saved? And I was like, to be honest, bro. When the Lord come back, if He don't deliver, and you're not part of His chosen, like you can't be saved. So you have a lot of. Remember, the Lord said the majority of people are not going to be saved. We're hoping to be saved. People ask, and we all brothers went through it. Like, what do people always ask? Well, what are you going to do? I ain't gonna do shit. All I can do is hope and work to the point to where like the Lord has mercy on me, because we can't do nothing. We sit back and watch what's going on now, and we continue to do the works to the best of our ability, and hope and Lord that we'll be saved. Make our calling and election sure, and we have to do that by what? Working out our own salvation. We can't just sit around and just like, you know what I mean, like, because eventually we're not going to have to prophesy about it. The Lord still has it to where we're still able to prophesy and still in need of prophecy too, because certain things are still happening and we're waiting to happen. But like the time is getting short to where like the Lord is going to have these devils come in like a flood, because the time is short. I mean, we're talking about people that already have the mark of seed, that already have the mark of the beast in their body. It's only going to be a matter of time before they make it a mandate to where you have to have this to buy or sell. They're already preparing the nukes. They're already preparing for war. They're already at war. Some people. So it's not like we're just waiting for a bunch of stuff to happen. People always talk about like, oh, that's not going to happen, but it's already happening. They're already fighting They're fighting as we speak. That aircraft carrier, whatever, that's over there on the way to the Middle East as we speak, and not turning back. And over there to what? To Iran. What is it? Now what region is that? Not Pacific. Damn, forget. Well, they got shit over in the Pacific too, but the Middle East, that region, they send that shit over there. That's clearly that they're preparing for war. What did Pete Hegseth say a couple months ago when he called all those generals and said, we need to prepare for war? So prepare for war, the MOTB, Jacob's trouble, the sedition among men, the third woe, all this stuff is happening. Oh, the beast shall hate the whore. All these prophecies are coming to pass as we speak every day. It's unfolding every day. But that's the I don't know if I want to say something.
Also, yeah, I want to I had a precept. This is John 15:18. This is YAHAWASHI speaking. If the world hate you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. That's right. You know what I mean? So you're gonna have people in this world hating us, whatever, because we preach this gospel. You know what I mean? We out there risking our lives to do so. We out there warning our people about the coming destruction that's about to come. You know what I mean? Whether they hear or forbid. And you're gonna have family come against us. Especially when all hell breaks loose, when everything, like I said, shit, I don't know how they're gonna come down, but they might plaster our pictures on the media, like, you know what I mean, saying, yo, they're wanted for this, that, and the third. If you got information, please call us, let us know so we can go snatch them up, basically. And you're gonna have family turn against us, like, yo, that nigga right there, or yo, won't you just denounce this whole being in this church of Yahawah BAHASHAM? You know what I mean? Like, denounce it. Just denounce it. Like, you know what I mean? Say you're not a part of it. Just coming against us. And then that's when we're going to have to stand firm. We're just going to have to be like, nah, yo, I'm ready to die. I'm ready to die. You know what I mean? Let them come get me. I'm dying for this. You know what I mean? I done came too far. I done went through too much shit to just, you know what I mean, turn my back away from the Lord now. He done brought me through too much. He done showed me that he was always with me through the Holy Spirit. I'm not turning my back against that.
And it's funny because you've had that happen already. You've had people that say like, yo, why are you even wasting your time with that? Like, yo, you're not even getting nothing now. Like, yo, ain't no money, you ain't making no money, you ain't doing this and the third. But at the end of the day, when that happens, that's actually gonna be a good thing. Because this was all right, we're in a certain part of the story now. Where they shall cast some of you into prison. You should be hated. You should be hated by many for my name's sake. These are the course of events that we actually, like the brother said earlier, we're supposed to rejoice when you see these things, even though it's going to be like fucked up, like a fucked up predicament, but it's a predicament that needs to come to pass. It has to happen. But and that's how you know. Like, the Lord say, chastise who He loves. This is your fiery trial. This is gonna be your test of faith. It's not gonna be just a smooth run, like you just go out there, yelling and doing sit downs on. Nah, it's gonna be a time where I test. Do you really believe? Do you really believe and trust in Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI? That's the time we're coming into, and it's not gonna change. It's not gonna be stalled. We in it. This is it. And as the time goes on, it's gonna start to, the Lord is gonna put it to where like, all right, it's on you now. Now it's on you to trust in me. Now, so we have those instances already. But it's gonna come to a time where it's like, yo, you're gonna have to solely trust in Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Like, literally, you have nothing around you. You're like, you have nothing. But we have nothing now, but you can have like your car, you can have like some money, but at the end of the day, you're gonna have nothing but the Lord on your side, and that's all you need. It's gonna be you could be literally by yourself in a fucking dungeon. You don't know what these devils got. You got the whole shit with the Alcatraz. They trying to reopen all this shit. The Lord said they're gonna cast them into prison. You're gonna go in front of the magistrates, these fucking the government officials and leaders and shit. This is all, remember, and the Lord said I declared the end from the beginning, so this is already set to happen. We're just actually just living it out. We're playing it out. Hold up. I just hold up. Oh. Hold on 1 second, Alkin.
I got a quick precept while that brother going.
Huh.
This is Revelations 2:10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Okay, and it said, fear none of those things thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days, but be thou faithful unto death, and I will give you the crown of life. I wanted to focus on the part, be thou faithful unto death. That's what we're in, man. Some of us, we're going to have to be martyrs in this thing, man. Okay, so you have to be faithful until it gets to the point where you be like, damn, I feel like I might be about to die right now, you know. But the YAHAWASHI wants you. He wants you to put you in that position to show. I want to see what your faith is. Okay, because there's a lot of people that's going to be folding in those days. You know, some men that are claiming to be in the truth. That's why when you pray, man, and you asking for things, you need to ask for strength in those times, man. Ask for more endurance. Okay, because ain't none of us strong enough to deal with what's about to come. We're only going to be saved because of YAHAWASHI. So don't let no other man tell you that, oh yeah, I'm going to be fine and this and that. No, we don't know, man. We don't know, man. We pray and we're the hopeful elect. Okay.
I just see something. Yeah, definitely for sure. Like, and that's one thing. Like, yo, it's funny. Like, I was actually talking to he wasn't a brother, but it was a coworker and shit. Like, yo, it's like, yo, I just always pray the Lord just to like not to put the spirit on some bitch ass nigga shit, yo, because like really, you like we want to be strong, but in the strength of the Lord. Now there's no gun, no weapons. The strength in the Lord, our strength is in the Lord. It's like that's gonna be the only thing to sustain us. You won't have, like the brother said, like men that do and men in the truth and not in the truth, but like let's say like what's a good example of let's say the nigga like what's my man's name? He'd be like knocking niggas cigarettes at their hand and shit. Big cock diesel jailhouse niggas. It's gonna be niggas like that that's gonna be folding, getting
Tyrone?
huh?
Tyrone or Big Brody?
Yeah, them niggas. You gonna have niggas like that go and run into Egypt for help. You know, I'm gonna still make content, yo. I'll get to see him or motherfucker, I need to eat. You gonna have motherfuckers like, damn, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? But that's why, like, yo, this is not a gloating thing. You can't gloat. And the Lord said, if you boast in anything, boast in the fact that you know Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI. That's when you boast. But other than that, yo, you can't boast in yourself. We're nothing but flesh. Like the brother said, you gonna have men that's gonna fold. That's why it's like, yo, the best thing is to what? Pray for faith, so you don't fold. Because at the end of the day, the Lord said, what? Those that die in Yahweh shall rise first. The dead in Yahweh shall rise first. So yes, brother, you might get put to death. But just know that you're going to receive a crown of life. And you endure to the end. Some brothers not going to taste death. That might go to the brothers that were diligent and were doing such. So the Lord said, I'm not going to put you in that situation. But you're going to have brothers that wasn't diligent and such that wasn't, you know what I mean, taking it seriously. Those are going to be the brothers that might be put in that situation. Because that's what the Lord said. He said some should not be pushed into a corner. There be something that should not taste death, but we don't know if we part of that category. That's the thing. Like the brother said, we don't know what the fuck what our future beholds for us, man. But we know what trusting Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI in His present time has gotten us this far, and it's going to get you even further. You know what I'm saying? But
I wanted to read a scripture to back up what you had said about these big brolic niggas is going to be going to Egypt for help. It says, the great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasteth greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. So mighty men, stronger men than us, motherfuckers that could do 100 pull-ups. Big brolic Brody and what's the other guy name again? Tyrone. I'm Tyrone. What he used to say?
yeah, I'm
Tyrone. And I came here to smash somebody white. Yeah. The
talk about,
motherfuckers are like, huh?
I mean, talk about adultery.
Yeah, exactly. Guys that are tough. They're gonna fold. They're gonna fold like laundry in that day.
Word. Like, yeah, like this ain't no gangster shit. This ain't no tough guy shit. This is like, hey man, this is about like, this is show how tough the Lord is. Cause the Lord ain't dealing with the most brawl. Like he ain't dealing with the most like pythons. Nah, he ain't dealing with biceps, man. He dealing with the inner, he looks at the inward part, man. Like you talked about Paul. It said Paul wasn't really like an intimidating, like, looking individual. David, he wasn't an intimidating looking individual. But what the spirit that they had in them was the fire. That was their heart. It said,
I got another. Sorry.
I said David was a man after the Most High's heart. That's it.
That's right. I got another precept, and I want to skip to a later verse, but going back to the point you made, Ecclesiastes 9 and 11. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift.
Mm-hmm.
Right. This is not about a sprint. You want to sprint, then go run. This is more of a race of endurance. You have to. What does the scripture say? Endure. He that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. You trying to be saved, or you just trying to, I don't know, accomplish things in this life? So it says nor the battle to the strong. Just because you're strong, don't mean you're gonna win this battle. Because it's not about being muscle bound, muscles on top of muscles. It says, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happeneth to them all. So while life is happening to everybody, people are living and dying, people being born and all that, there's something that will help us endure to the end. I'm going to skip up to the 18th verse. Wisdom is better than weapons of war. Think about it. No gun, no missile, no nuke is better than wisdom. Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroyeth much good. So, that goes into how we got to eliminate brothers that continuously sin among all the camps. Brothers that continuously go against, what you're supposed to be doing, the orders. Not because, we're trying to rule men's lives, but, simple things like, don't eat pork, don't do this, don't, the law. Believe it or not, some men really be doing shit behind the scenes. Y'all know we've had to get rid of, not just here, but since Israel started, men have been getting kicked out of camps for doing things that blatantly the scriptures tell you not to do. Right? But wisdom is better than all of that. Wisdom of the Lord is better than weapons of war. Think about it. The world has weapons of war and they're going to destroy each other. And the Lord is going to save us. Why? Because of the wisdom, not because of no weapons. The people with weapons, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Wisdom is a whole nother story. Wisdom is going to save us from this.
Definitely. I got a quick precept too. Actually, I referenced it, but I'm gonna read it since you just said what you said. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 9, verse 23, and it reads, it says, "Thus saith the Lord, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might. Let not the rich man glory in his riches." And I'm reading the NLT. It says, "This is what the Lord says. Don't let the wise boast in their wisdom, or the powerful boast in their power, or the rich boast in their riches." And that's what people do in this world now. They boast in their riches, they boast in their might, and they boast in their wisdom. But what the Lord said, the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. You got these smart ass motherfuckers, these MIT graduates and motherfuckers that I got my master's and I went to Harvard and I went to Princeton and all this shit, but you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. You don't know what's going on around you. You ask somebody like, yo, you heard about what's happening with Greenland? You ask the motherfucker that's in college or like a college preppy motherfucker. You ask them, yo, you know what's going on with Greenland? Like, nah, I don't even pay attention to that politics stuff. This is not just politics stuff. People always say, "Oh, I don't do the politics." No, it's not politics. This is motherfucking reality. This is what's happening. This is war. No matter how much people try to ignore it. See, we're coming to the time now where you can ignore it, but you can't deny it. So that's why people just prefer to ignore it. Because if you pay attention to it, you can't deny it. It's like that whole thing, if I don't see it, it's not happening type shit. That's the mentality that our people have. That's the mentality that most Americans have. And that's what the scripture said, what they dwell carelessly. Like, here it is, this shit is unfolding crazy around us. Like, people say this is around us. This is in America too. Here it is, you got all the wars going on in the world, and America's involved in all of it. Literally all of it, 100% is involved in everything going on. Whether it be Taiwan, China, Iran, Israel, Russia, Ukraine, Africa, where else? The Pakistan and India. America is involved in all of this shit. Literally involved like a fucking whore. Just fucking around in everybody's shit. But continuing on, it says, verse 24, Jeremiah chapter 9, it says, "But let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me, that I am the Lord, which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth." In the earth, because you got people talk about, oh, God, he's in the head. No, but he runs the things on the earth too. It says, in the earth, for in these things I delight, saith the Lord. So what, like the brother talked about earlier, what trusting in the Lord, boasting in him, boasting in his power, boasting in his name, in thy holy name, for thy name's sake. This is for Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, and nobody else. I mean, who else would it be? The Lord said there's no other gods. I mean, if there are other gods, let them holler at them. Nigga calling out Allah, killing his followers, calling out Buddha. These natural disasters prove that there's no God, no other God. Excuse me, no other God besides the Lord. Where are these other gods that save their followers when the Lord brings these storms upon them? Where they at? All right. Oh yeah, that was it on that. So
I got a quick precept.
Huh.
This is Proverbs 3, 3 verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths, man. So everything that you want to accomplish, you got to put trust in Yahawah, because you can't do it. And it reminds me of Ali Shah, when we was talking the other day, you said how you thought about certain things, but you were wrong because that wasn't the Lord's plan. You know what I'm saying? You thought something was going to happen or whatever the situation was, but we don't know that, man. That's why we call ourselves the hopeful elect, and we anything that we put our trust in it's all into the Lord, man, because he is it. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't control anything, man.
Or,
You know, like all that muscle, all that extra tough guy shit, all that I'm so smart, all that. You're none of that, man. Even if you do have those attributes come from YAHAWASHI. So even if you do have positives, it all goes back to him. You know, like amongst us, like if a brother does something, you know, I may give something to a brother, and the brother says Tawada to me, we be like, no, Tawada YAHAWASHI. You know what I'm saying? It all goes back to him.
Right. Like this, he's the core of this. Without the Lord, we would still been in our worldly ass lives. And that still would have been Yahweh Bashim. We just ain't know. But that's why the beauty of the knowledge of the Lord is to know. Like, what is it? Knowledge is power, they say. But they don't know. They don't mean knowledge of the Lord, because even these people in the churches, they don't be boasting in the fact that they know the Lord, because they don't know the actual Lord. That's the thing. Like what I've noticed being in the truth these years, I've noticed that like this is the truth. Like this is actually the truth. Now it's because it gets like repetitive. And then we be saying the same stuff and all that, but it's like this is really what helps you, because like we all try to do numerous things. I thought about being a Muslim. I was almost a member of the Crips. I was always this, almost Hollywood. So it's like you try to find certain things like, yo, what is my lot? What is my purpose? And now you see, because now anything else that could have been your purpose besides this, look what it is now. Hollywood's done. Fucking sports shit is ass. Fucking not even just for the rig shit, but just like it's not the same. The holidays.
Hip hop.
What'd you say?
Hip hop.
Music, yeah, all the shit, the clothes. You know what I'm saying? It's just shit is not the same. Because even when brothers was chilling for the quote unquote New Year's, And you know, it was just like I thought it was like, damn, this shit just like it's just missing what it once was, because the Lord is taking that myrrh out of this city, with the city being America, and it just not it's just not it no more. And matter of fact, and speaking of the sports, not the rig shit, but they was talking about the viewership down in NBA. I don't know, because they was talking about the viewership was down. They was talking about basically like shooting a bunch of threes and shit, and like how like it's taking away the essence of the game, and like, you know, just shit. It's just not the same, bro. It just and I know we all been around long enough to see the actual. We've seen the change in life as far as movies, music, sports. Like because I was talking with someone who talked about the '90s and the era of the '90s. Because we talk about R&B, we talk about '90s R&B and shit, and now it's just like, just look at the difference. Like, look how and it's ass now. You know what I'm saying?
But you right, because that's why Trump is doing what he's doing now. He says, "Make America great again." When was America great? Never great to us,
right.
but when was it great to them? It was great in the 80s and 90s, I guess, for them. You know, that's when the classic, the Karate Kid, the Rockies, the great. I know Zakaria is gonna love this. The great Super Bowls, a lot of the great things of America came out during the 80s and 90s. So he wants to make it where everybody respects America the way they did back then. You know, you had movies, Iron Eagle. You know, everybody was afraid of. You know, they did a great job of propaganda, making people think that these other nations feared us. You know, Red Dawn. You know, we're superior to Russia. You kidding me? If Russia wanted to, I think Russia could wipe America off the face of the earth, state by state. They got enough nukes for every damn state to destroy everything here. So, you know, they want to bring America back to the time when so-called black and brown people was not what we are today, as liberated and free and doing the things that we're doing. You know, they want to put us all back in the hood. You know, there was a time when it was the biggest rapper of the day wasn't making a fraction of what they make now. Right now, some dork, some dweebrew Israelite could come out of any damn Wisconsin or some shit, blow up as a rapper, and you never heard of him, but he's making more money than Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, KRS-One ever made.
Shit,
And this
look
was in the
at
80s when they were hot, right? 80s and 90s, more closer to the earlier 90s before they was really making money. They forget about there wasn't that many token blacks that made it in white man society back in the 80s and 90s. If you think about it, really think about it. Look at the salaries that they made. You know, that's when so-called black and brown people was docile. That's it on that.
I just want to say real quick, look at Drake. This dude was on fucking, he was a dork. He was on Degrassi and shit, on Nickelodeon and shit. And now he's one of the top rappers in the industry. Now, he's a good rapper. Don't get me wrong. He can sing. He's talented. But I'm just saying, like, you know, you can be a corny ass nigga with him and be the dude. Like, you can be that top dude. Like, the industry has changed. Like, you know, you had to be lyrically skilled and everything. Like, you had to have you know what I mean? You had to be like nice and on the mic. Like, now you can just be fucking mediocre and just have a following.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, like, you know, it's like, because I was looking, they were talking about even the salaries of like athletes and shit, like how back in the day, like, they didn't get paid that much, and like how they getting crazy money now. Well, at least the superstars, and it's like, but the game has gotten worse. Like, the quality of shit has gotten worse. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I guess maybe because in lieu of the social media thing, and like, you know, things being like, it's kind of easier to get famous on your own, and then, you know, the labels or whatever come around and, you know, give you whatever. But it's like, we all can see like how shit is devolved, how shit, like, it's been damp, put down, you know. And that's actually good, because what Babylon is falling. So like, what the things that made it great, everything's just gonna be falling down. Everything's gonna be crumbling. You know what I'm saying? That's part of it. The music, the sports, the fucking movies, like, well, maybe movies still be alright, but like even the way the structure of movies look. Remember, I was talking with another client. We used to be like, yo, remember going to the movies used to be like an actual exciting thing to do. That it no more because you could watch movies from your crib. You know, all this Netflix and the streaming and shit. So it's like everything just it's
Nah,
different.
but even look at what's happened with movies, right? Well, what are two of the movies that I mentioned from the 80s that were great, right? Karate Kid. What did they do with Karate Kid? They put out Cobra Kai. What's in Cobra Kai? A bunch of little dorks and men, like little, just a bunch of little nerds. It's like Revenge of the Nerds meets the Karate Kid. Is the new Cobra Kai? And I don't know if any of y'all watched it. It's really literally kids that would have been nerds back in the 80s and 90s. Was the Cobra Kai, and then you have Rocky, right? Rocky's one of the greatest franchises in history. What did they do with Rocky? Now Rocky, the new Rocky's a black man. Michael B. Jordan, right? You know, that's part of Make America. Do you think Donald Trump likes to see a black man be the new face of Rocky? You kidding me? They don't like that.
Yeah, that's another tell sign. Sooner this place going down as much all the Jake, Jake being able to get a piece of the pie, even though it's like, they're not gonna be no elites and nothing like that, but like to the average Joe Schmo Edomite and a little bit of the rich Edomites, they see like, niggas getting too like up with us and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Because like, remember, I always gotta go back to in the Harlem Nights when remember the cop was at Richard Sugar's crib and he's like, "Here it is, I see you, Jake, you jigs in the fucking suits and this and that. I'm in a fucking hovel." That bothers me. They be hating, Joe. They be hating. They don't want to. They want to see niggas docile. They want to see us with nothing. They want to see us no success, no money, and kissing their ass. But now Jake ain't really kissing their ass like that no more. You still got the kiss asses, but it's like it's not that no more. This ain't the 1950s, the 40s, the 30s. We're in the 2020s, about to be 2030 in a few years. Think about that, from the 1930s to the 2030s. That's the time where like the whole thing where the Lord is like, yo, you know what? This is where it ends for the United States. That's where we at.
I don't know if you remember that part in what is that shit, the movie fucking with Frank Lucas,
American
uh
Gangster.
American Gangster. Remember when the fucking DA cop, whatever, he was talking to the fucking feds or some FBI, whatever. He was talking about to the Edomite dude. He was saying that, yo, the leader of this, talking about Frank Lucas drug dealing organization. It was ran by a black man. They thought it was ran by an Italian. The way he was just fucking just all over through Harlem, like the whole New York and everything, like the way he was pushing that blue magic. And they was like, nah, that's an Italian, man. That's one of the mafias, this, that, and the third. And the dude and the DA was like, nigga, no, this nigga's a nigga. He's a black man. And then that's when the fucking Edomite dude said, there's never been a nigger to ever fucking accomplish that much drugs and all that shit being pumped out into Harlem and shit like that. And then that's when they got into it. Because they didn't want to believe that a black man can push that much drugs throughout New York City and throughout, you know what I mean? Some part, I think he had part of the South too a little bit, but it was mostly New York City that he was pushing the blue magic.
Like they said in Trading Places, we like, you think I let a nigger run this company? But I have I want this article and the brothers close it off in a few. But so I don't know. I know your brothers heard it. I mentioned it. We mentioned it before. But this is an article from People Magazine. This is the Christy Norm. This is about says Americans should be prepared to prove their citizenship as ICE ramps up raids. So this is going to be because since he's been in office, I don't know when the ICE shit started, but I want to say it didn't start that much longer since he's been inaugurated. Talk about Trump, where they started with all the deportation, because that was one of the main things on his agenda, right? And look how far it's progressed. So it says the Homeland Secretary told reporters that validating the identity of some people who ICE agents encounter is something we've always done. It says Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is defending reports that people have been asked by federal agents to prove their citizenship status as immigration and customs enforcement operations continue in cities across America. Speaking to reporters outside the White House on Thursday, January 15th, which was 2 days ago, it says no one was asked why ICE and border agents have seemingly questioned people about their citizenship and whether she expects Americans to be carrying around proof in case they are stopped. She says, in every situation, we are doing targeted enforcement, the former North Dakota governor claimed in response. It says, if we are on the target and doing an operation, there may be individuals surrounding that criminal that we may be asking who they are and why they're there and having them validate their ID. Now, you got, what's niggas always happening with this shit, with the ICE encounters? You got people recording it. So they're going to start saying, yo, they say, yo, fuck that. They're going to start costing everybody. Yo, show your ID, show your ID, show your ID. And that goes into what, that cruel Lord, because that's cruel. Because like, yo, here's the people like, yo, for the most part, most people carry IDs. Most people are citizens, but even the people that's not citizens, have they really been causing trouble up until they said they was causing trouble? Now all of a sudden, since they've been talking about deporting people, now you've had all these immigrants doing all these crimes and all this shit. But like we've been living with illegal immigrants our whole lives, especially with the areas we from. It wasn't like, it was like, oh, it's just, the immigrants, man, they just causing so much trouble for us, man. They all run through the schools wilding and shit. No, they will stay to themselves. And then these same immigrants wasn't the one that was picking the fruits and doing all the jobs that your lazy asses want to do. Now it's time for them to pull their bootstraps up. Talking about Esau, now you got to pull your bootstraps because now nobody's on your fucking farms, nigga. Nobody's doing what you with the fucking cheap ass labor. You wanted these niggas deported, and now look, it's affecting you, stupid. But continuing on, it says that's what we've done. That's what we always done in asking people who they are, so that we know who's in those surroundings. She added, it says Noam said that if someone is deemed to be breaking the law by agents, they will be detained until we run that processing. The actions of ICE have garnered renewed attention in 2026, nearly a year after President Donald Trump returned to office and launched a controversial mass deportation effort. On January 3rd, a Texas detainee died in ICE custody and what a medical examiner is likely to rule a homicide. According to the Washington Post on January 7th, Minneapolis resident, okay, this is about the chick, Renee Nicole Good, was shot 4 times by an ICE agent while attempting to drive away from officers and was soon pronounced dead. On January 9th, a 20-year-old anti-ICE protester was permanently blinded and allegedly mocked by agents after he was shot at close range by non-lethal ammunition, according to his aunt. And on January 14th, a Venezuelan man was shot in the leg during a struggle with ICE officers. So they already been wilding. You blinded a nigga, and that was an Edomite too. Cause I seen the kid that got his eye messed up. And some Venezuelan cat was shot in the leg. So like they've already been violent toward. There's already been sedition among men. There's already civil unrest. And from here on out, it's just going to escalate more and more. And what did YAHAWASHI say? He said, any kingdom divided with civil unrest, with civil war, how should it stand? And America's been having civil war. It was civil war with the 60s. It's always been civil war. It's always been civil unrest in America. But now it's ramping up, and now it's not going to leave. That's what we have right now. It's ramping up again, and it's not going to stop until it actually ends. It says footage of agents clashing with protesters, crashing into vehicles, and going up to homes in cities like Minneapolis has spread through social media, and Trump has threatened to invoke the Insurrection Act in Minnesota to squash anti-ICE protests with military force. There you go. Bringing the military against the citizens. And they've been talking about that for years now. The government is going to, the America's going to go to war against its citizens, man. The government against the citizens. And that's where we at. That's the sedition among men. This is what the Lord talks about in 2nd Esdras, the 16th chapter. We're seeing the prophecy unfold before our very eyes. But that was it on slide.
Got a quick precept. This is Matthew 13 and 16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, they hear. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear things which ye hear, and have not heard them. So right now we're living in great times right now. We're seeing this place going down, man. We're seeing the prophecies being fulfilled. We're seeing the prophecies being basically starting. You know what I'm saying? So brothers, again, like we said in the beginning, rejoice. Like don't always look at it with a glass half empty mentality. Think of it glass half full mentality, man. We're almost out of here, man. Okay, think about when you always say, think about when you first came into the truth. Think about the news you were hearing then. Think about the news you're hearing now. Okay?
Right.
Complete different thing. You know what I'm saying? So, brothers, you know what I'm saying? We're really almost out of here, man.
It definitely has evolved, like the stuff like we're hearing now. Because, bro, we came to the truth around the same time. So, like, the stuff, like, I remember in 2010, 2011, around the time, like, hearing about Iran here and there. You would hear about, like, certain things, but you didn't hear really a lot about shit. Like, you didn't hear a lot of shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as, like, yo, like, I feel like when I look at, like, stuff now, I just see, like, something, like, happening all the time. Like, damn, this happened, and this happened, and this happened. They said this, they said this. It's like, and that's what the Lord says, that in the end, it shall speak. Don't wait for it. Not tarry, it shall surely come. It will not tarry.
And it'd be so much. It'd be so much things happening that if you ain't got brothers, you wouldn't know about certain things, because brothers, everybody's paying attention to things, but everybody got their certain little things. So you might not heard about it, but a brother will put it in the chat. Oh, this is going on. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I was in this truth when 9/11 happened. But what's funny about when 9/11 happened?
911.
No, I'm sorry. The Porsche. I'm sorry. When the Porsche happened. When the Porsche happened, America was united. You know, now they're fighting against one another. Imagine if another Porsche was to happen. Imagine if that happened now. They're not they hate each other so much. The left and the right wing. We're not living in the same time as when that situation happened. Nothing similar. The hate in this country is thick between those two sides. Where, you know, at that time, I'm gonna tell you from experience, from, you know, living during that time, being in the truth, you had Democrats voting for George Bush just because George Bush at least kicked ass. George Bush Jr. At least he, you know, fought back, so-called, quote unquote. You know, that was the sentiment at that time.
Well, Trump sure is kicking ass, but he's kicking the American citizens' ass this time. But yeah, man, I don't really got much. Any brother got something want to say? Or you close it out, if brother.
No, we close it out. But oh yeah, matter of fact, yeah. This whole ICE thing, and brother brought it up before. Certain southern tribes have gotten caught up into it before, but I think even more now. I think you're going to start seeing more southern tribes get caught up into it also. Even not as much as northern tribe, but I think it's going to be more that's going to be you know, detained. You know, because they're about to, the end is here, so they're about to start going crazy on them.
Well, you had the it was a couple of cases. It was citizens, but you know, the ICE agents body slammed a couple of J's. There was the one cat, he had dreads, and but these are cats that's like, you know, just being like in the vicinity and like, you know, basically like, you know, just fucking up with the ICE operation and shit. So like, yeah, and like this shit said, like, what about the Americans need to be prepared to prove their citizenship?
Mm-hmm.
That could be like a shot to the southern tribes too. Like, yeah, we know y'all citizens, but we just want a reason to rough y'all up.
Well, also keep in mind. Sorry.
Now I said the whole thing to Press Jake.
Yeah, no. Well, also keep in mind that there's not that I'm trying to help their points, but there are Benjamites and Levites that are quote unquote illegal.
Yeah, kind of.
You know what I mean? So when they step to so-called black people, you know, that may be their excuse.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to say, hey, just because you brown, you know, or whatever, doesn't mean that you are a citizen. You know, it's stupid, right. It's ugly, but
it is what it is.
Know,
you're right because you're right because as far because I actually used to work with a Levite, you know what I'm saying, like, and clearly like if you seen him, you wouldn't tell he Levite. He's just like a regular Jake. So like that goes into part two because like it's gonna be, you know, we could pass for Benjamin or Levi or whatever because like we Southern tribes or we Southern looking tribes. So like they could just accost anybody and then find out, oh, you got citizenship, whatever. But like, what about the ones like you said that are so-called quote unquote illegal? So they're just gonna play into what they're trying to do anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So yeah,
it's really a satanic agenda, because at the end of the day, I just don't see anything but Black and Latino people getting messed with behind this thing. You know, when the hell do they bother Rajesh, the Indian guy at freaking 7-Eleven?
yeah.
Right? When the hell do they bother the sorry?
Juntao in Chinatown.
Yeah, you know, they bother us. They bother us. This is really a scourge, and really, it's funny because I kind of get a little bit of a feeling that part of the agenda is to separate Black and Latino people, Judah and Ephraim. Well, not Ephraim because they're citizens, unfortunately, but yeah, they're trying to divide so that we don't come together again. Remember why they created pretty much abortion clinics in Egypt when we was there? Because they was like, yo, if we don't start killing these people off, they're gonna get together with our enemies.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to make they know spiritually Hispanics pretty much do what Black people do. At the end of the day, Judah is the head tribe. We follow Judah. So they're like, okay, if Black people start getting into different political shit, they might mess around and help get us invaded from within.
And
So this affects us all, man. This affects us all. This is an agenda that will eventually leave so-called Black and Latino people powerless unless we have the power of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI to help us out. And only 1/3 of us will have that.
That's it. So yeah, so hey man, so the brothers out there, people watching, Shalom watching, like just we just keep trusting in the Lord, keep enduring, observing, praying, like because clearly we could see it's evident with time when it's evident like like you look like even when we break off from this, some can have we could post it or rather post it in a group chat, whatever. Like it's stuff happening continuously. Like it's ongoing. It's ongoing prophecy because we it's at the end, man. This is like, come on, man. We keep saying it till we blue in the face, but like at the end of the day, I love saying it and I love seeing this. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Lord said, "Rejoice and be glad when you see these things. Know that the day is nigh." We want the day of the Lord to come, and we just hope to be worthy to be delivered when all hell breaks loose, because it's breaking loose right now, So anybody got anything else?
Yeah, I was just applauding what you were saying because, yeah, we not only want this to happen, but we want to be worthy of the Lord's salvation that day because we really don't deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
Our righteousness is as filthy rags, but the Lord knows us. If we're His elect, despite us not being really righteous enough, it's not about our righteousness. It's about being the Lord's elect.
So here's Zakaria, Big Show. Y'all brothers good?
Con, I'm good.
Con, yeah. I'm good, bro.
All right, so with that, Lord willing is edifying. I'm gonna give all praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Kakadash. Double honor to the Apostles of Israel, aka the Apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach His truth in all truth and sincerity. Shalom.
Repent.
Shalom.